river is muddy. I don't know if you guys can see that. That is a muddy river. But it was not muddy down in Florida on the Kissimmee Chain of Lakes where I fished the Kayak Bass Fishing TENvitational. Pretty cool tournament. Man, really exciting. Tons of good anglers there. Everyone had to qualify. I think you had to be in the top 10 somewhere to qualify for the TENvitational. So a lot of good anglers, a lot of good friends. I enjoyed it, but I told you guys when I started this vlog this year, you know, you're gonna see all of what happens. Highs, lows, goods, bads, ugly. You're just gonna see it all. And this tournament alone pretty much showed a little bit of everything. And I had some high highs and some low lows, especially some low lows, but not in the fishing like you would think. So you just have to keep watching. You'll understand what I'm talking about. But I got down there and only had 2 days to fish, 2 days of pre-fishing. But that was okay. I mean, you know, that's enough time. I was down there in December. I'd found some fish, so I was pretty confident that if I can just get on those fish again, then they're going to be there. So Captain Wormy was kind enough to tell me, hey, when I get back down here, let me know, and I'll take you back out there. We'll see if those fish are there. What the heck is going on? Just dead on around, man. I don't know what's going on, man. It's first day. RV's not turning over. Something's wrong with this thing. Alternator. I don't know what's going on. All right. What a way to start pre-fishing. I got to get this thing moving. Let me, I got an idea. All right. I'll be back. All right. Captain Wormy was here helping me out. I stayed over here last night.
Poor guy. Drove all this way and kept wanting to go and left it in drive. Now his truck won't start.
All right, so what I did is, my wife's gonna laugh at this. What I did is I turned the RV on, turned it off because I wanted to start filming with me starting the engine. Forgot to put it back in drive. Key won't come out, thing won't start, you know, battery. I'm like, this thing's not turning over. I called Wormy, I'm like, dude, bring some jumper cables over here. Hook me up. I got the battery undone.
Cables.
We're looking at it. And then this is embarrassing. I don't even know if I should post this. It's early. I mean, I just woke up, but Captain Wormy said, dude, here's the problem. It's in drive.
Yeah, it's in drive. You gotta have it in park.
So obviously,
Or to do anything.
You gotta have it in park. So the good news is
it's a safety feature.
That's right.
For guys like him.
That's right. The good news is we can get out there and go fishing. So
we're gonna
let's
do
go.
this.
All right. Yeah, bro, I'm ready. Out here in the wilderness all by myself, and I am in the middle of nowhere. I feel like Bear Grylls and Man vs. Wild right now. I just got dropped off literally in the middle of nowhere, swamp here. I got this creek flowing in over here, and that's where I'm gonna fish. Hopefully get on some fish. I was here in December. I found some in this creek. I guess it's time to get to it and see if these fish are still here. I love remote places like this. I mean, I'm hooked on wild waters after all, right? So it's gonna be a long run for me with the motor and the kayak if I fish this on tournament day, but could be worth it. We're gonna find out, so let's get to it. All right, I'm gonna put on a 3/8 ounce chatterbait, Project Z. May end up moving to a 1/2 ounce later, let's just see how strong this current is, but right now it's calm day. Feels like 3/8 kind of day, kind of water. I think I might go with a pinfish colored trailer. I kind of like this color. I'm gonna try to swim this on the surface. Almost float it like you talk about floating a swim jig. Kind of float it on the surface. It helps to have this buoyant 5-inch diesel minnow. All you gotta do when you're kind of looking for almost a topwater chatterbait bite is hold your rod up really high with a 3/8 ounce chatterbait. Here's my trailer going on. And just hold your rod up high and just wind until it sort of wakes the surface. And it just puts out a little bit more commotion when they can see that waking going on. So let me just get that in there. It looks pretty good to me. I rig at Texas rig. Just so you know, I just like to have that hook and everything sort of hidden a little bit better. So I hook at Texas rig. Plus, if you don't, your bait, top of your bait's about here, and there's a bunch of hook up top. If for some reason they miss it just a little bit, you could miss the hookup. So there it is. That's the one. Got some rods to string up here. Some new reels to try out. Last thing I'm gonna rig up here is a swim jig, and I just got the Snake Eyes swim jig here. All right, I'm gonna put a 4-inch swimmers on the back of this thing. See here, the 4-inch swimmers. It just kicks really good. I like that big boot tail. Diesel minnow works pretty good too. Both of them work great. 4-inch size. I'm gonna be able to skip this bait really well. This has a pretty good keeper on it too. It's gonna hold that nicely. Kind of pinch that back, open up the slit in the middle, come dead straight out the center, and there you go. That looks sexy right there. That's gonna catch them. That is gonna catch them. Let's find some fish. Let's win this TENvitational. Let's get into the 10. Let's win 10 grand or more. GoPro, turn off. GoPro, stop recording. And I found that, yeah, there was definitely some fish there. They weren't there in the quantity, you know, that they were in December. They just weren't there. And if you haven't watched the preview video for this tournament, you can go back and watch that video now, and you'll see some footage of some of those fish. But they weren't there in the same quantity, but they were there. You know, the first fish I caught was a 20.5 incher. Okay, they are still here, and they are big ones. Not a small one at all. They are still in the area, and they are solid. When we get 5 like that, it's gonna be lights out. Dang, they're stirring over there too. I better get this bait back in the water. She got it. Look at that fish. She got it. She might go 20 inches, I would say. She'll touch 20.5. All right, let's let her go. Gorgeous fish. Chatterbait with the diesel minnow on the back. Gets it done again. One more look. All right, 20.5 inches. Let's go. I don't need to catch a ton more. Now that I know they're here, I just gotta get a few more bites. Oh, what a fish. See ya, girl. All right, I caught one, and I'm pretty sure that proves these fish are resident fish. They're not going anywhere. And that is a good thing for me. I just hope the weather holds out. Everything just kind of holds out, and this bite just keeps up. And it doesn't get any easier for the guys on the lakes, you know, because I'm up this creek. You know, one of the coolest things about, you know, fishing these tournaments is actually that it gives me the chance to go to a new location I never would have explored otherwise, And so what I'm doing here, since I've got some bites and I've caught one nice fish in my primary area, I'm actually going up into the forest where this creek kind of floods out of, and it's really a swamp is all it is. And I just decided I'm going to go way up this thing. I'm going to explore as far as I can up this because I haven't been here yet. And obviously, I know that I've got fish somewhere else, so I always want to make sure I've got a primary area, a secondary area, and even a third area. You want to have multiple fish nearby to wherever you're going. So, especially in a kayak, because you don't have an outboard, I cannot go zipping 5 or 6 miles away very quickly. So, that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going further up the creek because I feel like the further up the tributary you get, the more unpressured fish you're going to find, the dumber the fish you're going to find, obviously. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to catch big fish. Usually they are going to be smaller, but smaller fish can definitely matter, especially if you need a limit. So it was challenging, but just look at the beauty of this place. I mean, I never would have been here. One of the prettiest places I've ever been. Just seeing all the birds and the animals and just hearing it's just quiet except for the noises of the animals. Truly one of the coolest wild water places I've ever been. So let's just take a look and watch this swamp. It is gorgeous. And looking back on it now, I'm already missing being there. It was a struggle, though. I had to get over several logs, and I figured, other people may have stopped at this point, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to fight to get as far up this creek as I possibly can because you just never know when you could find that just incredible honey hole that could win a tournament in one little 100-yard section. So that's what I'm looking for here. Just kind of wanted to see as much as I can. That's what I do on tournament day, practice days, actually. I just look and see as much as I can. Obviously, I want to get some bites. I want to know fish are there, but I really, really want to see as much as I possibly can so I can put the puzzle together slowly but surely. I can see all the kinds of vegetation, all the kinds of whether rock or wood, whatever the fish could be holding on. Because if you find something that's unique and different, as I struggle to get over and around this log here, this was a tough one. But as you find things that are unique and different, if the fish are holding on those, and that's one of the only places that exists in the entire fishery, then you've got yourself a pretty sweet spot there that could be a winning spot. So really cool opportunity for me to explore this swamp. It actually did lead to me catching a pretty nice fish, as you're going to see here. It's something that hasn't really happened to me in a while, the way this fish was caught. So let's check it out. Now pay attention to this next cast. My line's actually going to catch the tree, which forces it to bring my lure across the surface. It almost looks like a topwater frog, this chatterbait does, as it's skipping across the surface because it's hung up on that limb right there. You see it. Now watch what happens. She crushes it, misses it, so I'm shaking it on the water surface so she'll come back and nail it. She got it. She's on the tree. Friggin' 3 pound on the tree. Shoot. Dang it, on the dang tree. Three-pounder hanging in the tree. That's a solid fish right there. There we go. There we go. 3-pounder, 3-pounder. All right. They are up in this little creek, man. I don't know how many bites I'm gonna get, but shoot, I got a rod hanging. Oh, I got a mess. I got a mess, but it's a good mess to have, so I'm not complaining. Let's see how long this is. 18 1/4, actually. Good fish. $18 1/4. Let's let her go. Found something here. Kissimmee. And right when my GoPro starts recording, you'll see I miss a fish right there on a buzzbait. I'm no dummy. I saw that fish hit the surface. I decided to put it on a surface lure, given that they're definitely more aggressive than I thought they would be. And fortunately for me, she came back and hit it right here. And of course, my battery then died on the GoPro before I got her in. But small fish. It's been a while since I caught a tree bass, but it told me the fish were still there, and I didn't want to keep beating up the area. You know, this is pre-fishing. You don't want to sit there and wear your fish out. So once I had those bites and some big bites, I knew they're there and in good size. I'm sort of wrapping up my day now. Maybe have an hour left. The sun never pops, the fish never got super active, but I've definitely had enough bites to probably average about 18 or 19 inches. Caught a 20 1/4, 20 1/2, something like that. Another one was 18 something. Another one was probably 17. Missed a couple big ones, and I'm just slinging a buzzbait now because I actually don't want to hook up necessarily with them. I'm in a new spot that I haven't really hit super hard before. I mean, if I catch one, that's fine, whatever, but I just don't want to. I wanted to give myself a bait. I didn't put a trailer hook on this buzzbait, and I wanted to give myself a bait where I possibly could just miss them and just see them so they'll expose themselves. And that's why I've got this buzzbait on. And it's been working. I've had a few hit it right at the boat and jump out of these reeds and smash it. I mean, really, I guess this is Kissimmee grass. I don't think most people would think there's bass right here. It doesn't look very obvious and fishy. But they're here. There's undercuts. And this outside bend, it creates an undercut in the mud, and they are here. They're getting way up under the grass. This water's up higher than it was when I was here last time. What's weird is that actually makes it flood over into the savanna, basically. And when it's lower, there's actually more current because it's kind of all in the channel and it's forced to kind of run quick. So you would think higher water, I'm gonna get more current, which would equal a better bite, but not necessarily the case. It floods up into the savanna, and now it's kind of hard to get them. They could be 4 or 5 feet back in there. It's kind of like redfish on a high tide. They're gonna get way up in there and feed. Hopefully, you can draw some out on tournament day. Buzzbait's a good way to do it. So I decided on day 2 of pre-fishing to not go to my other spot and just take a break. Okay guys, day number 2 here, pre-fishing. As you can see, I am not on the water. I'm just chilling here, getting organized, getting ready. I feel a little under the weather. I needed some extra rest, so I slept in. It's a beautiful day. I mean, I wish I was on the water, but I'm gonna have, you know, let's see, 4 or 5 more days on the water from this point. So I'm trying to be smart. I had a great spot actually where I know some 10, 11 pounders have been caught that I've heard, and I was gonna go check it out, but honestly, I found fish yesterday. I'm just gonna stick with my original plan. I'm just gonna chill here, rig up kayaks, and get organized, get prepared for tomorrow so I can get some real good rest. I'm here at the Swamp Wagon. Thank you again to Captain Wormy. Here's the Swamp Wagon area. This is some good food. If you get down here, I'm telling you, it's some real good food. And I'm just gonna be chilling here the rest of the day, getting ready. So it's an important part, and sometimes making decisions like this and not being on the water is really the best decision you can make in terms of being organized and prepared for the next day. So I gotta get to it. I think I'm gonna put a Bullwinkle and some gear tracks and just some stuff on the front of this U-pick. So let me go get to it and get everything organized, and I'll check up with you guys later. See ya. Decided to throw a new prop on the Motor Guide XI5. Just cuts through the weeds a little bit better, a little bit more power. So new prop is on. Also thrown in a few Yakutak scupper plugs. You know, I had some water kind of coming up through the scupper given the speed of the motor. So it was kind of nice that I had a few of those on hand. All right, so I just got done rigging up. Let me show you what I've got going on, what my setup looks like for tomorrow. What I always like to do is get my setup completely done the day before, exactly how it's gonna look on the water, how it's gonna be laid out, just to make sure I have all my ducks in a row, I'm not missing something. So, especially when you're using a new boat like this U-pick that I'm using now. So I wanna make sure it's all right. You know, I tested on the water the other day, made a few changes. Let's see what I've done here. So starting from the bow, you can see I got my Motor Guide on here. This is actually the XI5, which I used a lot last year on the Blue Sky. And I'm actually about to start using the XI3 12 volt, but I'm still using the XI5 for this tournament. I'm gonna adjust my Bullwinkle there. But you can see I've added the Bullwinkle from Yakutak right here, so it's pretty slick. Gonna keep all my rods out of each other's way. I've also got one of Yakutak's new camera mounts right here. It's gonna be my front GoPro. So that will be pretty sweet, having that on there. Real good view, as you can see. That's the view you get from that angle. And then I've kind of tucked my wire into the track and then continued it along into the track here. And then I had to come out, but I replaced the thumb screws on the top of the U-Pix foot pegs actually with the Roto-Grip paddle holders here. So that's pretty sweet, because when I stand up, I'm going to be about right here, and I want my paddle to go right there, about where the foot pegs are, because I want to make sure I get a roll cast. As you can see, I'm standing up. When that trolling motor, imagine it's lowered, I want to get a roll cast going across out in front of the bow, so I don't hit the trolling motor. So I actually have to stand pretty far forward in the boat to make that happen. So I've got the paddle grip right there. You can see I got the rods here, the 13 Fishing Omen, I got Muse, I've got Concept Boss, Inception Sport Z, rigged up an Anchor Wizard. I cannot wait to be using this tomorrow. May come in very, very handy. And I've got my camera box here, so all my GoPros, batteries. Under here I've actually got the Angler Aid kit as well, so never leave without that. That is everything. Actually saved me yesterday. I used something out of it. What did I use? I used pliers out of it yesterday, and it's pretty sweet. I rigged up a paddle, a little different style paddle holder over here for my bending branches, as you can see. I love that pattern, awesome paddle. And then I'm in the high position here on my seat. I've got dual Lithium Pros batteries back here, if you can believe that. I am not gonna run out of juice tomorrow. I'm making a long run, so I'm not gonna let that happen. And I've got the Yak Attack new boomstick style camera mount. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe it's still called boomstick, I don't know. But I'm digging that. And of course my Plano Z series, filled with, let me show you, filled with Edge Under Armour shoes here, and filled with my Edge Plano tackle boxes. So I'm excited about that. I actually have pared down all the soft plastics I need right here, all my Z-Man stuff right here, and then also in here. So I got all the stuff I need pared down. Don't need a ton. That's the key. You know, when you're kayak fishing, you want to pare things down as well as possible. And of course the Visi Carbon Pro, need that. I think that's about it. Hog trough under the seat. I don't know if I mentioned that. Also got a little Plano back there with sunscreen, little items I might need handy. Buck knife seal on the back. I think that's about it, guys. Here's the last thing is my Lucid fish grip. I like to have this handy in case I need to put a fish on grips while I'm waiting to get my hog trough ready to take a photo of it. So it's always smart to have that handy. And it's on the Yak Attack retractor, so it's pretty sweet. All right, well, I think I'm ready to go. I can't wait to get out there tomorrow, bright and early. It's gonna be really early. I'm not looking forward to that, but it's what you gotta do. It's tournament time. Let's go. Made it to Kissimmee. Beautiful town here. Restaurants, it's pretty sweet. Happening little place here. What up? Look at these jokers. What's going on? That's going in the video. Okay. That's in the video. What's up, guys? How much?
Okay, let me mention one other thing. I've got your phone numbers. If something comes up, any kind of advice or anything, I'll be texting you. I won't be emailing you, but I'll be texting you.
Beautiful sunset. Meeting is over. About to go get some food. And look at this guy. What a loser. Anyway, we're gonna go get some food and try to get some sleep, so gotta get to it. I'm sort of camped out here in the Walmart parking lot for the night, but things are kind of a wreck. I'm trying to get straightened up the best I can. You can see here we are at Walmart, good old Walmart, safe place to park, it's free, and any supplies you need, they got it. So I went in there, I got a spotlight. I needed a spotlight for the morning and some food and snacks. But here's what happened. We were on that dusty gravel road earlier, and somehow, I don't know where it's getting in, somehow dust got into the whole RV, part of this whole, I don't know. it's filled with dust everywhere. I'm a little frustrated. I'm a little flustered. Look at this. This whole RV, my bed, covered in dust. I'm actually taking the sheets off right now. Look at that. It's just covered in dust. Covered. Dust everywhere. Dust. Dust. The whole thing. Dust in the corner. Look at that. It's all dust. It's all dust. Yeah. So I've got a little bit of a mess to clean up. I'm trying to get to bed at a decent time, so I got my work cut out. And look at this dust. Just covered. No bueno. I got a little food going. I got my some of my stuff set up for tomorrow morning I need to take with me. Getting a little bit more organized in here, slowly but surely. And I'm about to pull up. Actually, I just got done making this video, the tournament vlog. Hopefully you guys have watched the TEURNEY preview already. It's gonna make more sense if you watch this first, then come back and watch this video. But I'm actually about to go on here and go to KayakBassFishing.com. You will laugh at this, but I'm about to click on that and click on register. Yes. Oh, no internet connection. How did I get that far without internet connection? I'm gonna connect to the internet. Okay. 8:40 p.m. Registering for the event. Whoa, what's going on here? Register for tourney. Not the way you really want to do it, but I didn't have any money till now, so officially registered. Thank you for your payment. You're welcome. Little tip here, you can screenshot, go to your email and screenshot, or you can just take a photo, which is what I'm doing here, of your license. So there you go. Take a photo of your license. That way you got it on you. I don't have obviously the physical printed copy yet, but that's just one thing you can do in the meantime until you get your physical copy.
Good luck, dude.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Same to you guys. I hope somebody here does good.
I hope so, dude.
That means we're all gonna have decent. One of us does really good here, then at least all of us should be okay, you would think.
Yeah.
Who knows how heavy this thing is right now? Oh my Lord. You guys crush them. And I cannot wait for you guys to see what happens in part 2. Oh. No! Honestly, I'm pretty down, but it's my own fault. I made a mistake. I want to make a positive out of this. Let's do this. Come on, 2 more. Yeah, they're in a freaking giant right here, dude. Look at this little overhang. Something's wrong with this place. Oh, a lot of fish catches, a lot of highs, a lot of lows. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss part 2. If you have never subscribed to the channel, please hit subscribe. And feel free to follow me on social media as well. I'll post as much as I can during these tournaments, keeping you guys updated with live action. And if you've never hit subscribe on the Hooked on Wild Waters podcast, you definitely need to do that as well. Last thing I'll say, I want these tournament vlogs to help you guys learn. And obviously during the vlogs, I'm showing you guys what brands of items I'm using. To make it even simpler for you, I've actually put a menu at the top of hookedonwildwaters.com. It says Shop Drew's Tackle and Gear. Click on that. You can get links directly to product pages. Most of them are sold at fishusa.com. Amazing selection, super fast shipping, unbelievable. $50 or more, you get free shipping. So go check it out. hookedonwildwaters.com. Try to make it easy as possible for you guys to help you catch more fish and also get hooked on wild waters.